one. And we are back on the music podcast. We have Tom back with us as well, which is an absolute pleasure. He has returned from his Greece trip, and we've got a very special guest with us today. Adam, Ellie's, I can't even say it, Eli's brother with us as well, if it will come out. Now, we start every single one of our shows with over and underrated. So I'm going to name some artists, and the guys say will say if they're overrated, underrated, or maybe they're just rated fine. I'm going to start with Bon Jovi.
I reckon probably rated fine. I'd say nowadays probably a bit more overrated than under. I've heard a lot of I think it's just like there's a lot of classics, and once you know the classics, then you're like, well, that's just a classic, isn't it? But then at the time of it becoming a classic, you're like, wow, that's pretty good. That. So yeah, that's my take.
You're just fine, maybe a little bit overrated. Some,
Yeah.
Overrated. One hit wonders.
oh, shoot. FKA Twigs.
Underrated. Severely underrated.
Definitely. Yeah. 100%.
Beck.
Overrated.
I mean, yeah, fine. Absolutely fine.
We've got Lana Del Rey.
Underrated.
Yeah. Yeah, go on, Tom. Yeah, I reckon you're right. Underrated.
You guys have been pretty agreeing so far.
All unanimous, yeah.
It has been, I must say. Rex, Orange County.
Ooh, that's like a art versus artist thing, isn't it? Yeah. I'd say probably overrated. I don't know, a bit of a weird dude.
I'd say overrated. Definitely. If you remove if you just do the artist art instead of the artist, well, I would still say overrated. Like,
Yeah.
he had a point when he was, but yeah.
Yeah, fair. It's pretty classic pop tunes that you can kind of clock and get like, oh yeah, I like that. It's like a dude with a guitar singing some songs. You're like, yeah.
Sounds good, but not much longevity there, probably for other reasons. But yeah.
Either way, it still counts.
We've got Ben Howard.
I'm gonna go ahead and say probably for a good 3 or 4 years, I'd say crazy overrated, and now probably quite underrated. Like I really, I've gotten more into what he's about, and I basically I've done my own research a bit more on him, and he's just such a sound dude, and his music is really pretty good as well. Yeah, I'm a fan, but also not a fan. I don't listen to him lots, but I like it when I do. You know.
Russell?
Yeah, I'd say underrated.
And my last one, and an absolute favourite of mine, Johnny Marr.
You're kind of leading the old debate there, aren't you?
Yeah.
Leading the white, then you would be severely underrated, but you guys have your own opinion.
You can't say Johnny Marr's underrated, can you?
I think he's underrated. I think I would go as far as say I think he's the greatest guitarist of all time, above Jimi Hendrix, above.
But
Jeez Louise.
There you go.
He's quite popularly, especially in England.
I don't agree with you. I feel like if you go to America, I don't think they would know who Johnny Marr.
I reckon you're right. I reckon you're both right, because I don't know who this guy is. But I mean, I don't rate him too highly, but that's just because I don't know him. But I'm sure you've heard a couple tracks.
He's the guitarist from the Smiths, but he's very talented.
Fair.
Very talented, but I'm not doubting that. Very, very talented. But I think that if you ask a lot of people that either like the Smiths or know of Johnny Marr, very quickly they'd say, oh yeah, very talented. So is he underrated? Probably not, because I think he's good and rated. He's rated fine, isn't he?
Rated accordingly. Yeah, I mean, a lot of the melodies that come out from the Smiths are pretty damn catchy and pretty damn good, and they stick with you.
Very
a lot of that is led from the guitar, so I'd say.
But he's not underrated, is he?
Maybe not him, but his work. They know his work, his body of work. I think it's quite good.
Well, there you have it. Right, we want to jump straight into your story now, and undercover some of your early roots, where this has come from. Who are your heroes growing up, and how do they shape your approach to music?
Are you talking to me or Sweet Tom?
Yes. No, so Tom's an ex-musician.
Oh right.
Not common.
Who are some of my I guess that's influences, isn't it? I think probably some Matt Corby's in there. A lot of like quite singer-songwriter. Paolo Nutini, huge, massive fan. Michael Kiwanuka, sweet lord above. Michael Kiwanuka is an absolute hero. Same with Paolo Nutini. That's kind of where my sound sort of has found itself. I wouldn't say I've really like led the kind of expedition with the sound, and the Kooks as well. I'd say a lot of the Kooks. Oh, you got a Kooks up there, ain't you?
I adore the Coots. Like for me, like their live set is just something else, and it really makes the opinion. I've heard people kind of say, "No, I'm not a fan," but I just think the talent they have, and that first album especially was just absolutely incredible for me. Well, what were you like at school? Like as a young creative, did you know that you were going into music very early on? Is it something that came later in life?
Well, that's a good point. Yeah, no, I basically, I guess when I was very, very young, when I was a little babe, my mum said that I could sing before I could talk, which is kind of cool because she'd just sing melodies to me on her back and I'd just sing back, which is kind of sweet. And then after that, I sort of got involved in acting and stuff, went to Saturday classes and got really into acting and did a couple TV shows when I was a little kid. Um, and and then I was like dead set on the acting career, doing all that stuff. Did that for a while, but the whole time was making music. And it's the kind of thing of like acting, you do the same stuff and you go through the same emotions every day. Because you're doing like a play, which is many, many days. And then you have all these things bottled up and bubbling up inside of you, and you don't really know how to get rid of them. And so I just use music as my kind of, well, I was using it before as my kind of catharsis and my release. And then I kind of got more into it doing acting. And then I kind of clocked what the acting industry is like and was a bit like, I don't really want to be a part of that. Much rather be a part of. It's like if you spend ages in your room with acting, you've just got a monologue that's polished, no one wants to hear it. But if you do that with music, you got a tune that is, probably pretty good and people will
So
listen.
it's a really interesting outlook actually, in the different sides to creative. I've never really thought of that actually. It's yeah, definitely interesting to think about. If you could take one album from another artist and claim it as your own, what would it be and why? And I want to ask that to both of you. I want to hear Tom's and yours, Adam.
When another artist's album is mine. I've got absolutely no idea. I don't know. I don't know if I would do like yeah, it's a bit like I think I love what other artists have done in the context of themselves. I think it's pretty cool. I think there's a lot of beautiful ideas which I wish I would have had, but then also I can have and can be inspired by and spin off of because of what they've done and what they've walked before, Like we're all standing on the shoulders of giants kind of thing.
Oh,
Um
that's a very modest and honest opinion. Like obviously, you all acclaim anyone else's work. I've never heard that answer in all my time. I'm going to come to Tom and see if he's got a similar approach, or if he's taken like the Beatles' best ever album. What would you say, Tom?
Oh, I think that everyone is talented in their own right, and I would really claim. No, I'm joking. I don't know. Um, so I've written an album. I just get to have it. It's mine. It's
You
as
can
it is.
you get to steal an album as it is, but you are credited for it. It's all yours, and no one would ever know, apart from us who listening to the podcast.
I think I've answered "Skinty Fear" by Fontaine's DC. I'd have that. But I've been listening to a lot of Baxter Drury recently, and he's different type of. It's not even like it's not sing along music. Let's say it's a little bit more spoken wordy, but some of his lyrics in there, he's just got such a like dry outlook, very like sarcastic look on the world, and it's quite funny. So he's quite a talented writer, and you look at some like the lyrics he puts together, and you think that's either a bit weird or that's quite cool. His like outlook on it.
yeah, fair.
Right. No, it's really interesting to think about and see, to be fair. Right, I'm going to bring some of the latest music news, get your guys' thoughts on it. Bad Bunny's been confirmed for Super Bowl halftime show, sparking a big cultural movement in terms of it's a Latino artist that will be doing that, and the global language acts dominating the US charts at the moment. Guys,
I saw Sky Sports had posted that saying Bad Bunny headlining Super Bowl, and obviously there's a bunch of like just people's dads that are commenting on it going, oh, I never heard of him. Oh, who's that? Super Bowl's gone downhill. And then there's just like one comment that was like, this artist is like one of the most like highly streamed artists in the world with like millions and millions of listeners globally. Like, just because Dave from Sheffield hasn't heard of Bad Bunny doesn't mean he can't headline the Super Bowl.
And obviously a very US dominated market as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I did find it funny because when he announced his tour, he was like, oh, I'm not going to play any shows in America. And then it's like Super Bowl halftime comes along. It's like, oh, actually, mate.
I mean, you'd take that, wouldn't you? Whatever your stance is on anything, you'd be like, well, yeah, go on then. Like, I think
Let's say it's not technically part of the tour, so this is all right.
yeah, it's a little one-off. I think also the thing is just the amount of artists that are like top rated and most played and stuff are mostly non-English language artists. Like there's, especially on Spotify and from other listening platforms, like there's been a massive explosion in artists that aren't from the UK and aren't from America and don't have English as a first language. And so I think it makes sense. And it's also, it's a funny one at a time of like such division and such sort of like both sides of the pond. There's just like this massive sort of rift that's forming and being orchestrated. And I think it's quite nice to have something where it's like, we'll just celebrate art. I mean, sure, there's probably some agendas behind it all, but it's just the idea of being like, nah, just let's have it. Be great. He's a good artist. Let's get them up. Just I like that approach.
I've got a really embarrassing story. I was at the MOBO Awards backstage, going through with some of the production team, doing some content there, and I'd never heard of this artist. Honestly, I'd never heard of him. There was an artist just walking through the corridor, saying hello to people, and he was just literally eating fried chicken. He was just eating some KFC and backstage and whatnot. I thought nothing of it. And then I kind of come back half an hour later, and some people were asking for photos, and I was like, he must be nice. I've just not heard of him. And that person was Vibes Cartel, and he is one of the most streamed artists ever. I mean, in history. And I had no idea. I felt so uncultured in that moment. I seen Drake bringing him out Wireless on one of his nights, and him out with Central C and all these massive artists looking up. So I was just like, oh my goodness, could have got some great stuff there. And funny enough, to bring someone to my next music news, Drake hits 120 billion Spotify streams. He's I mean, those metrics have gone crazy. Obviously, Tommy, you've probably taken up at least half of those. So,
oh yeah,
are you shocked?
No. I've just what I've been doing in my spare time.
On every device.
I'm just there getting him. I've got to look after him, haven't I? Got to make sure he's all right, you know.
If it weren't for you, mate, it'd be in the gutter.
Exactly. But yeah, exactly.
Really helping them out.
Every Spotify, and you just know when Tom's rapped, it's just gonna be Drake first, Bad Bunny second, his eyes.
It's so true. It's like, I don't even know where it comes from. I've made an effort to like absolutely. I don't listen to Drake, but apparently I just listen to loads of Drake, and I don't even know where it's come from. So every year he's on my Spotify Wrapped, and I'm really hoping this year he's not on there because I've really tried hard this year.
He'll just slowly climbing up. He'll be there.
Yeah.
Just hiding in the corner when you don't expect him. There's Drake.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We've got Kneecap's legal developments. So recent court news about the Irish rappers shifting into free speech, legal issues for the artists. It's a massive issue when a musician can't use their free speech. Adam, I want to hear from you yourself as an artist on this. Like, it's quite worrying to see this, but I think they've really tried to take it in their stride, haven't they?
Well, I mean, like, it's just censorship, isn't it? It's also like the thing that Kneecap stand for is the freedom of all peoples, of people of Palestine and the people of Ireland as well under British occupation, and kind of just getting people to speak up for the atrocities they've committed and kind of say to not do genocide. I don't think it's the most outrageous claims that they're making. I think it's pretty basic human wants, is just don't go out and murder loads of people. I don't know, there's something that I've thought a lot about, but I don't know how to articulate it because there's so many not differing, but it's just such an intense thing. I think Kneecap are phenomenal. I think they're such an incredible art collective. Like their film was stunning. I don't know if you guys caught it, but it's like proper incredible art just about their story, about their origin story. And they're brilliant, outspoken musicians, and they're absolutely fantastic in what they do. Like I really, yeah, like they are true artists. They're like modern day proper artists. Like with Drake and stuff, like he makes good tunes, like he does. But in terms of like what he's doing for people around the world, maybe he helps a lot of people. I don't know that. That's not the forefront of his trajectory and what he's trying to do, you know. But I feel like Kneecap is like actually an artist that's actually trying to do good in the world, like actively trying to use their voice, their following, whatever they can to try and like encourage people to think for themselves, to have their own opinion of things. Sorry to go on a bit of a rant there, but like, yeah, I really rest. Like, I think they're sick.
They're on a mission. They've got values. People are buying into it. So, Tom, do you agree with that?
Free pastime for sure.
I completely agree with it. I mean, I think through the history of music, you can't sit there at 1 minute and say, "Oh, music's not political." I mean, you know, you've got so much a deep history of deeply sort of political music. I mean, even something as simple as like a national anthem is political. I mean, music has so much meaning, and it's amazing to see artists, especially young artists, feeling that they've got the courage and can go ahead and so adamantly take a stance that they believe in. And it's not a bad stance either. And I don't know where anybody in their right mind has got the opinion that this is, I mean, when they were sort of charged with sort of terrorism charges, and they were charged because they held up a flag. And it's just, this isn't what that's for. And you're just so clearly just trying to silence something, which actually, I think if you look, you know, in 10 years' time, when history looks back on it, we're all going to be sat there saying, "What was going on?" You know, they're not the bad guys in this, are they? Really?
It's so interesting. You're actually thinking like what people are going to see in the future coming back to this, and it's such a brilliant point to bring up. I completely agree. And that's the thing that worries me is it is kind of silencing from my outset.
Yeah, the whole point is it's censorship. It's just again British censorship. And the thing that was so fascinating about the actual court case is that they did it in Irish, which is traditionally called, well, from the British perspective, was called Gaelic or Gaelic, not Gaelic. Gaelic's Scots, but or Scottish Gaelic. Anyway, so they did it in native tongue, which is one of the main things that they've been standing for as a band. I don't want to talk for them because I don't know. I mean, they're far more articulate than I am. But the other that was what was amazing as well, was it was in a British court, and they had a translator. They had a translator. I could do it one myself. They had a translator there to translate from Irish to English for the court to understand and to be able to pass judgment. But that was a thing that was outlawed by the British government as a way of censoring the Irish people and making, there was all sorts of horrendous things that people were tried for. And it's happened all over as part of an erasure of history, of culture. And it's done systematically it's been done in America, it's been done it's done all over. And it's basically just trying to make it so that you don't have a voice as a indigenous population, as the people that are there of the place. So if you get rid of, they basically outlawed being able to use Irish language to speak in court. So you had to speak in a language that you didn't understand. And so then you would just get in trial.
It's brilliant, though, isn't it? The fact they're standing up for this, and I feel like,
Yeah,
like even us on the school, so passionate about backing it. You know what I mean? And corralling people to really see that is, it's a phenomenal thing, really. And I love that perspective Tom has of looking. We'll look back at this time like this is really history happening in front of us. Yeah, fantastic. Right, we're going to move on to some of the fan questions now. We've had a load pile up for Tom over the last few weeks, so I'm just going to pick some of the very best. We've got here, Tom, confession time. What song makes you the most emotional? That is from Emily.
Oh, there is so many. I'll be honest, tons. I'm just trying to think something that I've listened to recently. But yeah, there's a whole load of music makes me emotional. I'll be honest. Do you know what? When I obviously went on holiday the other week. I was driving up to the airport and I was not particularly emotional music, but I was it was quite late at night. I was quite tired, I'll be honest. I was just listening to like the first like Arctic Monkeys album, and I was just like, oh my God, I'm so like nostalgic to being like 16 years old again, and like could so vividly remember where I was. So like even like emotional like that, and that's not a particularly like sad song, is it? Oh, songs. But yeah, I couldn't name one. I'll be very honest. I couldn't name one song. There's tons. Doesn't take much.
We've got another one here saying, Tom, if you were asked to DJ at a wedding, what would be some of your go-to songs that you play on that? And that's from Jack.
Oh, Mr. Brightside's got to be on there,
Oh,
hasn't it?
Of course.
Yeah.
Are you going to play Sweet Caroline as well?
Of course, absolutely.
All right. I know the kind of weddings.
What else is on there? Best wedding songs. All right, let's have a little look at this. I Want to Dance with Someone, Whitney Houston.
Yeah,
Oh,
huge.
Dancing Queen by ABBA. Oh yeah, here we go.
I love that.
Oh yeah.
And then the very last question here, we've got, Tom, who do you think has the best merch in the music industry and why? That's from Anisha.
I wouldn't know. I don't know. Truthfully, it would be cool to see because I've got a tricky relationship with like just band t-shirts. You know, I think yeah, bring out some merch. That's cool. You go on tour and you can, if you go see the gig, you can buy a band t-shirt. We've all done it. But I've spent way too much money on an Arctic Monkeys t-shirt when I saw them a couple of summers ago. I don't know. I think all band merch is quite. It's just all the same stuff, isn't it? It's just the bats go.
I disagree though. I really like limited runs. Like you said, like I remember buying Arctic Monkeys vinyl for the Royal Albert show because that was a show I went to and I've got a real connection for it. I like limited runs. I like it when they do something special.
Yeah, but I think like as an artist, you could do something more sort of clever, I guess, maybe.
Like what? Shigan, what's good, clever? What's the type of it's just a nice day.
Oh, guys.
It's all very well and good to be like, oh, we just got to make a song that's got 1 billion plays, mate. That's all you got to do, right?
It's so you've been announced for the Super Bowl. What match are you telling your team that you're going to want?
Football's in my head on. That's it.
But I wouldn't just. I think just. Yeah, I think there's not a problem with doing the basic stuff of the album cover on a t-shirt because lots of people just want to buy that. But like you could do like a very limited run of like I don't know, actually designing some nice clothes, like
Yeah.
something a little bit more an actual. If you had like a actual like designer. Have you seen there's a guy on Instagram that does like rebrands and limited like merch drops for like he'll just pick like a really obscure like company, like he'll do like DeWalt, like the company that make like tools, and then he'll be like, if I was designing a limited edition collection for DeWalt, and he's got like goes into it in all these details of like what the brand's about and does these really like in-depth like runs. Like if you took something like that and actually made like a proper like thought out like designer fashion, like you wouldn't be able to do it in the numbers and you wouldn't be able to sell as much to you wouldn't be able to sell as many as you could sell just band t-shirts to drunk people that just want to remember the night. But like something like that.
I think you could probably do both, couldn't you? Because like for me, it's
absolutely do both.
Good invitation to it's another invitation to make really cool art. So why not just take it as an invitation to do that?
Rather than just going, I'm going to sell merch to people, like go like, oh, there's a good opportunity to actually do something with a item of clothing that we can do that relates to not necessarily the artist but the album or something like that.
A thing that I was wanting to do and that I will do at some point is go to sort of charity shops or kilo stores or whatever they are and just get loads and loads of the same sort of shirt, like a top like this or whatever, secondhand thing, and then just draw on them, just get a pen or get a draw on acrylic, like oil paint or whatever, and just have your own thing that's done by you that you can sell at places just with like my name, like Ellie's brother or whatever, just on each shirt or each thing. And then you just have that as the merch. So it's just the kind of like cycling thing as well.
I love that. Like I saw a vinyl band do recently. They go charity shops, find things they think's really cool, and they stitch their logo on. That is beautiful.
Well, you go.
And I thought that is genius. It's a one of one piece. You'll never ever
Exactly.
Exactly.
Or like Orlando Weeks from the Maccabees. He's done a few like solo albums and stuff like that, and he's actually like an artist and a graphic designer and an illustrator. And often, sometimes with his albums, he'll do like a limited run of like prints and stuff like that that are actually like they're reflecting of the album and the artwork that goes with that, because obviously he does all the artworks and stuff himself and the sort of the themes through that. So yeah, like stuff like that. It's cool. Just be a little bit creative with it. Don't just stick your band logo on a t-shirt and flog it for 50 quid, because
I won't be happy.
You're going to be upset when you buy it.
yeah. Because I'll wake up the next morning going, why did I buy that? I'm never going to wear that t-shirt anywhere.
But so like CDs, mate. That's what I'm saying. My car only plays CDs, so just as many as possible.
I love that. After all, CDs, cassettes, vinyl everywhere in the office. Anyway, Tom, we don't have loads of time yet, but I believe you have a little music quiz for us to play.
Yeah, we can try and do that. So I'll shorten it down. 5 questions, shall we? Because we've not
Sure.
got too long left. So rapid fire, shall we? I'm going to give you a lyric, and then you've got to tell me, it's just head to head, call out the artist and the song title. You get a point for each respectively. And then we'll do 5 questions and then see where we are at the end. So question number 1. I don't want your body, but I hate to think about you with somebody else.
Let's just go My Chemical Romance.
1975.
It is the 1975.
Nice, well done, mate. Yeah, I no, not a Scooby.
And I don't know the song title, and I'm singing it in my head.
Somebody else.
Ah,
Oh, well, there you go. It was in there, mate.
Crawling back to you. Ever thought of cooling when you've had a few?
Arctic Monkeys. Do I want to know?
Yeah, it is, yeah. Somebody said they left together. I ran out the door together. Imagine somebody singing it, but a little bit more high-pitched. No?
No.
Put you out your misery? The less I know, the better. Tame Impala.
Oh,
Cool.
damn it.
Swinging in the backyard. Pull up in your fast car. Whistling my name.
Video games, Lana Del Rey.
Absolutely. Spot on.
Come on. That's one on the board.
That's 2. It's 2-3 so far, so you know. Final question. All the other kids.
Pumped Up Kicks.
Also
Yep.
the people.
There you go.
There you go. Close, but Josh wins 4-3.
There you go, mate. Love
That
that.
was snatched there. Right, before we go, I want to talk a little bit about your music for Eli's brother. It's incredible. Some of the tunes, and anyone listening at home, our diehard fans, go and listen to it. I love the new tracks. We've got middle of January, we've got old songs. What's exciting coming up that people that do enjoy the music can look forward to?
I'm going to be putting out a new tune called Yours on Sunday really soon. And it's really fun. It's really jazzy. It's all about going over to someone's house on Sunday. And the chorus is a bit like, it goes like, so it's like, why don't we go to yours on Sunday, on a Sunday? I want to see more of you. You know, it's like kind of jazzy.
It's giving Tom Misch kind of vibes.
Yeah, I feel that. Sure. Yeah, I'll take that. Thank you. Yeah, there's a lot of Also, if you haven't heard old songs, give that a listen. That one is, for me, probably one of my favorite things that I've made. It's just all about my family. It's a bit make you cry. Tom, it might make you cry.
Probably.
Probably. But yeah, that's I'd say give that a little listen. There's plenty of stuff to be excited about. It's amazing to be alive. What a treat it is to just exist, eh?
It's a real treat, anyone like listening at home, when like you want some music to just really fall deep into. I really go on it, put it on shuffle. I did it today, funny enough, in prep for this, just to get me in the mood. And yeah, it's incredible. It's an absolutely incredible collection. So anyone at home, I definitely recommend doing that. It's been an absolute pleasure having you on the podcast. Thank you so much for coming on. Everyone, go check it out.
Thank you both. Really
And
appreciate it.
Westford, what do we say?
Thank you, everybody, for listening. Thank you for all your time and all your questions. I love answering them, so please ask lots of them. And yeah, thank you for coming along, and we'll see you next week.